Uh, we are back. We are back again with another edition of GRTS Archives. It's been a minute, but today there's a breaking news. So I want to bring that to you. Let's see what's going to happen. What do you have going on? What do you have going on, Gambia?
It's 10 p.m. in Banjul, and from our studios on MDI Road, this is the news for the headlines. Government of the Gambia announces its withdrawal from the International Criminal Court. Information Minister Sheriff Bojang made the declaration in a televised statement.
This is sad. This is very, very sad. So, let's look at it this way. The Republic of the Gambia are withdrawing from the ICC, which is the International Criminal Court, because they feel that the Europeans have been allowing West Africans who have been running away from persecution or even poverty to go to Europe have been left to die at sea. This is what President Jammeh gave as an explanation the last time he had a complaint about the EU, right? And then the whole of the UN and then the ICC, right? So now he had made a decision, taken a decision to unilaterally pull Gambia out of the ICC. In fact, he gave them a name. And he called them, instead of the International Criminal Court, he called them the International Caucasian Court for the Prosecution and Humiliation of People of Color, especially Africans. This is sad. And the sad thing in all this is, this man you're seeing right now, Serif Bojang, is being used. What he did with Sabali, using Sabali against the United States and the UK to call them racist and xenophobes and all that stuff, this is what this man is doing too. He is on a path to self-destruction. Yeah, it's going to humiliate him too. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to go ahead and get you guys see what the reasons that they advanced for pulling out of EU. It was not, I mean, of the ICC. It was not because they feel it was not effective or efficient or whatever. They are saying that they are pulling out because they had launched a case with a complaint with the ICC about Europeans or EU about people dying at sea and nothing happened. So now they're about to pull out. Yaya Jammeh is paving way for himself, and I'll let you know what it is. Let's see.
In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. The government of the Islamic Republic of the Gambia hereby informs all and sundry the withdrawal of the Islamic Republic of the Gambia's membership of the International Criminal Court, the ICC. This action is warranted by the fact that the ICC, despite being called the International Criminal Court, is in fact an international Caucasian court for the persecution and humiliation of people of color, especially Africans. This infamous Caucasian court for the persecution of Africans, and especially their leaders, showed its true colors when it declared immediately after the United Kingdom released the investigation report on the Iraq War, pronouncing former Prime Minister Tony Blair of committing war crimes, that the ICC will not indict Tony Blair for war crimes. There are many Western countries, at least 30, that have committed heinous war crimes against independent sovereign states and their citizens since the creation of the ICC, and not a single Western war criminal has been indicted. The Gambia took the European Union to the ICC about a year ago for the mass murder, the genocide of thousands of young Africans on European coastal waters. And since then, nothing has been heard from the ICC. Thousands of young Africans in search of greener pastures have been dying on European coasts on a weekly basis. For what crime? Because they are black and Africans who want to migrate to Europe in search of better life, as the Europeans did hundreds of years ago when they were in abject poverty and they invaded Africa, Asia, and other regions without any documentation, that is, without passports or visas. They ended up colonizing Africa with such catastrophic consequences that the African continent is still suffering from up to today. After several warnings to the UN General Assembly and the Security Council, in particular about the mass murder of young African migrants on European beaches and waters in our annual speeches to the United Nations General Assembly fell on deaf ears, the government of the Gambia engaged the ICC to prosecute those leaders and countries responsible for the genocide. We made it very clear that if the ICC fails to bring those responsible to justice, the Islamic Republic of the Gambia would be obliged to use other more stringent options to make those responsible for the deaths of thousands of young African migrants on the European coast face justice or pay a very high price for their racist genocide. As from today, Tuesday, the 25th of October 2016, we are no longer a member of the ICC and have started to complete the process as stipulated in the statutes creating the ICC. We depend on the Almighty Allah and Allah willing, all the racist genocidal criminals responsible for the continuing mass slaughter of Africans who face justice. That would be a lesson to humankind, and justice shall prevail, inshallah. The pursuit of equal justice for all of humanity is greater than any individual nation. Thank you for your kind attention.
Whew. Yaya Jammeh at it again, man. I mean, this is sad, man. This is very, very sad. And then I don't like the arguments that they put forward. It's like when people keep talking about, say, why is the IEC just prosecuting all the African leaders? Let's put it this way, man. Look at this argument. Say we have 6 rapists or child molesters running around the country or even in a city. We know there are 12 of them. So we start looking for them, but we're only able to find 6 of them. And then some people say, well, let's let the 6 of them go because we were not able to find the other 6. So basically, these people are saying that because some other countries were not indicted at the ICC, African leaders too should not be indicted. There has never been any of the African leaders indicted at the ICC who had not committed a heinous crime. None of them. So this argument is weak. President Jammeh and his colleagues are thinking that when they pull out of the ICC, that will be a gateway, a passport for them to escape for their impunities and criminality. This is not going to happen. Whether he likes it or not, the world has grown and evolved to a point that nobody is going to do such things to humanity and get away with it. In one way or the other, we are going to get you. So whatever it is, man, these excuses of people dying at sea and all that, it's all bullshit. Yeah, Jammeh, you've been killing Gambians. You should have been worried about that. If you care about the lives of people, before you care about the lives of Africans and black people, care about the people that you're killing. This man is an idiot, man. I don't get it. And Serif, I'm very sad for you because you have to look around and see how many people have done this kind of jobs for President Jammeh and today they're not there. From Sabali to anybody else, just look around. And most recently, Usman Sonko. And you sitting over here. People love you, man, because we thought you were a great journalist. But you have compromised everything. Compromised everything for the ministerial position at the expense of the state and your people. Man, this shit is sad, man. This is sad. Well, anyway, man, this is the reason why we have to change the APRC regime right now. Because imagine if President Jammeh, knowing that we're just a couple of weeks away from the elections, is taking these irrational decisions and thinking that there's nothing is going to come out of it. Imagine when this man wins another 5 years to be a president of the country. He's going to turn your country to an Islamic state. A lot of things are going to come depending on how he feels on the day. A lot of people are going to die. And we would remain impoverished forever. So let's get rid of this nigga, man. It's sad, man. Get me out of the ICC, laterally by President Jammeh. Thinking is, in fact, because it's election year, anything is possible now. He's possibly running away from possible indictments and all that stuff. This man is nothing, man. We need to get rid of him. Anyway, thank you, everybody, man. I'm out of here, man. This fucked up my night already. Bye.